let's take a look at Introduction to Applications of Linear Equations. So we're gonna keep on working as it was with 2.3. It's just that now our things are gonna be in words. So it says the product of four. Let me write this in symbols first. We call this algebraic expression, just to sound fancy, but it means write it in numbers, in plain letters and numbers. So the product of four, I know product means times, and I'm gonna be multiplying four times something, right? I'm reading this as the product of four and a numbered decreased by 7. Oops, let me erase that so we can see better. I want to multiply 4 with a number decreased by 7. So I want number decreased by 7 together. So let me do parentheses x minus 7. And it says is 100. So equals 100. So first I wrote it in an algebraic expression, right? Symbols. Now what is the number? Let me solve for x. So all right, this is what we did the previous section. Multiply the 4 to the inside. 4x minus 28 equals 100. Remember, letters on one side. Let me separate the sides through the equal sign. Letters on one side, numbers on the other. Let me move this to the right as a plus 28. Simplify each side. The left is just 4x. The right is 128. Now divide both sides by 4. X in this case is 32. The hard part of this section will be writing in algebraic expression, write it in symbols. The solving, that's basically what we did on the previous section. So that's not going to be that difficult. Now here, in the 2014 Winter Olympics, I know 2014 is a number, but it's just in reference to some information. The U.S. won 13 more medals than France. Okay, so let's take a look at this. The U.S. won 13 more medals than France. So let me just use letters. I'm going to use U for US, and this is going to be equal to F plus 13, right? Because whatever France got plus 13, that's what the US got. Okay, so we have that. Now let's continue reading. The two countries won a total of 43 medals. So US plus France, it is equal to 43. How many medals did each country win? So, okay, so we're supposed to solve this. Whenever we have an equation and we have a letter by itself, we're going to call this substitution. Notice I have u by itself. My second equation, instead of u, I'm going to write f plus 13. So let me copy my second equation, but instead of writing u, let me write f plus 13 plus f equals 43. Once again, notice how I replaced it with f plus 13 because I knew that's what they were equal to. Now I can easily solve for f. Remember, the letters on one side, numbers on the other. So let me move my minus 13 there. So I have that 2f equals 30. I'm going to say f equals 15. So France won 15 medals. Now, remember how France plus 13 was how much the U.S. won? So let me just say U for U.S. It's 15 plus 13. So U is equal to 28. So the U.S. won 28 medals. France won 15. That's pretty much it. So use letters that mean something. Notice for U.S. I use U. For France I used F. Now look at here. One thing I'll recommend is when it comes to words, write or draw whatever you can. You don't have to be an artist. I'm horrible. I'm the worst artist you guys will ever meet. So, but I still draw. It's a lawn trimmer uses a mixture of gas and oil. The mixture contains 16 ounces of gas for each ounce of oil. All right, so let's take a look. Let's imagine I'm going to draw a tank of gas. And let's say I'm gonna separate it. Here I'm gonna have oil, and here I'm gonna have gas. Right? I did the little segment in between just so we can see the difference. If I have X ounces of oil, I'm gonna say I have 16 times X ounces of gas. Because remember, it says 16 ounces of gas for each 1 ounces of oil. So I don't know how much ounces of oil I have, so let me just call it X. But gas should be 16 times X. Now that I have that, let me separate that. So let's just say if I combine them, that's the whole tank. It says if the tank holds 68 ounces of the mixture, how many ounces of oil and how many ounces of gas does it required when it is full? So all this has to equal to 68. If you can see my equation here, basically what I wrote was x plus 16x equals 68. Right? Drawing is what it helped me. All right, so letters on one side, numbers on the other, they already are separated. Simplify each side. So I'm going to call this 17x equals 68. Now divide both sides by 17. X is equal to 4. All right. So, but the question is, how much oil do I have? How much gas is there? I just know that x equals 4. So I'm just going to write oil, I have 4 ounces, because I know the value of x is 4. Gas, 16 times 4 is 64 ounces. Just to double check, is 4 plus 64 equal to 68? Yes. So, okay, there you go. Okay, draw if possible. Now, let's take a look at another one. Find the measure of an angle whose complement is 5 times its measure. You're going to run into words like complement and supplement. So, matter of fact, one thing that I'm going to do, and let me separate this by a little cross, I'm going to deal with complement and supplement. Notice I put them in alphabetical order. So you guys are going to, like I said, complement and supplement is what's going to come out as a word. They have to deal with 90s and 180s. So if I put this in numerical order, I'm going to put 90 and 180 in numerical order. Complement are two angles, or more than two, angles that add up to 90. Supplement are angles that add up to 180. So it says find a measure. So if my angle's x, let's say if my angle's x, my complement should be 90 minus x. That's what my complement is. If my supplement should be 180 minus x. All right, so that's if my angle's x. So it says here, find a measure of an angle. I don't know that angle, so I'm going to call it x, whose complement, remember my complement is 90 minus x, is 5 times its measure. So 5 times x. Solve for x. My negative x, I'm going to move it here as a plus x. So I have that 90 is equal to 6x. Divide both sides by 6. X equals 15. Once again, complement, if we don't know the angle, we're calling the angle x. The complement is 90 minus x. The supplement is 180 minus x. Lastly, let's take a look at another word. Find the measure of an angle whose supplement is 10 more than twice its complement. Remember, the complement, because I don't know the angle, the complement is 90 minus x, and I said the supplement is 180 minus x. So let's look at this. Find a measure of an angle, so solve for x, whose supplement, so 180 minus x, is 10 more than twice its complement. Twice the complement plus 10. All right, let's solve for x. I have 180 minus x equals, let's distribute the 2, 180 minus 2x plus 10. All right, so let's see. Let me move the 2x to the left as a plus 2x. Let me move the 180 to the right as a minus 180. Remember, letters on one side, numbers on the other. So now let's simplify. On the left side, 2x minus 1x, that is 1x. 180 minus 180, that's 0, plus 10. So my angle is 10. All right. Good luck in your work.